You ever been on a long go trip and had this exact thought pop into your head? You're a couple hours in and all of a sudden your shoulder's aching, your elbow feels weird, and you just cannot get comfortable. It's a universal feeling, right?
No, seriously, think about it for a second. That posture, kind of hunched over, arm jammed onto a console that's just a little too low or a little too far away. Some people call it the crooked shrimp. And let me tell you, it's not your fault, and it's not bad posture. The problem is hiding in plain sight.
Okay, let's just get right into it. That little piece of your car you barely even think about, it's secretly one of the most critical parts for your comfort, and believe it or not, even your safety. This is not just about a comfy spot to put your elbow. We're talking about a massive failure of engineering that we are about to blow wide open. So what even is a car armrest? Well, forget this simple dictionary definition. From an engineer's point of view, it's this incredibly complex system that has four completely distinct identities. It's doing a ton more work than you realize, and when it fails at even one of those jobs, boy, do you feel it.
So let's break down these four secret jobs, because understanding them is the absolute key to figuring out why some cars feel incredible on a long haul and why others feel like they're actively trying to beat you up.
So here they are: the load-bearing pivot, the fatigue diffuser, the NVH amplifier, and the safety boundary. Now, I know they sound super technical, but trust me, each one has a huge direct impact on how you feel in the driver's seat. Let's start with the most basic one, the load-bearing pivot.
Think about this for a second. The average adult arm weighs about 3 to 4 kilograms. That's like holding a big bag of flour. Now, without proper support, your shoulder and neck muscles are holding that entire weight up for the whole drive. A good armrest, though, acts like a tripod for a camera. It just transfers that load right off your muscles and into the car's frame. And that brings us right to its second identity, the fatigue diffuser. I mean, just look at this chart. The difference is night and day. Without an armrest, your muscle fatigue is just maxed out. But with one that's properly positioned, you see that massive drop? And here's the hard data to back it up. Research from Germany's famous Fraunhofer Institute shows a good armrest can slash shoulder and neck muscle strain by up to 35%. That's like getting a 15-minute break for every hour you're driving. And the key thing here is this isn't some luxury feature. It's fundamental ergonomics. All right, next up is identity number 3, and this is one you have definitely experienced. Ever driven a car where some tiny little rattle from the center console just drives you absolutely insane? That's the armrest acting as an NVH, that's noise, vibration, and harshness, amplifier. Because it's so close to your ear, any little squeaks or wobble are magnified. It is a huge giveaway for cheap build quality. And finally, and this one is the most critical, the safety boundary. In a side impact crash, a well-designed armrest has weak points engineered right into it, so it crumples and collapses away from you. A poorly designed one, though, it becomes a hard, sharp weapon aimed right at your ribs. This is not a place where carmakers should be trying to save a few bucks. So, knowing all that, how do you actually spot a good one in the wild? Let's break down the common types you're going to find in showrooms today, from the most basic, cheapo ones to the super high-end stuff. This table really breaks it down nicely. Yeah, sure, luxury cars have those silky, smooth electric armrests, but they can be expensive and they can wear out. For most people, and especially in a family car that different people drive, the sweet spot is that simple manual adjust armrest. It gives you the flexibility you need for different drivers without the crazy cost or potential for squeaks down the line. But look, it's not just about what type of armrest it is. It's all about the position. And yes, there is a scientifically 100% correct position. Engineers have a name for it. They call it the golden zone. So let's get into the numbers, the secret formula. First up is height. The top of the armrest should be somewhere between 210 and 250 millimeters above what engineers call the H-point. Don't worry about the jargon, just think of the H-point as the hinge in your hip when you're sitting. It's basically your butt's pivot point. The second number you need to know is the angle of your elbow. You want it to be just a little more open than 90 degrees, somewhere around 100 to 120. This is the magic angle that lets your shoulder completely relax. If it's too tight, you'll start shrugging your shoulder, which creates tension, and that's exactly what we're trying to get rid of. But it's not just about where it is, it's about what it feels like. And here's a huge myth we need to bust. Softer is not always better.
This is what we call the comfort paradox. If it's too soft, yeah, it feels great for a minute, but then your arm just sinks right through and gets zero support. If it's too hard, it's like leaning on a concrete block, and it'll actually cut off circulation.
So the perfect armrest has got to be soft on the outside, tough on the inside. You want a top layer with the feel of a really good memory foam pillow, but right underneath that, it needs a solid structure to actually do the job of supporting you. It's all about that smart layered design.
And this quote, it is no joke. A 1 centimeter error is the difference between heaven and hell. There's this legendary story about an MPV where designers, to save a few pennies, shortened the armrest by just 2 centimeters. It was a complete disaster. Test drivers all complained their arms kept slipping off. The fix? They added the 2 centimeters back and gave the end a little ducktail curve. That tiny change turned a total failure into a major selling point.
Okay, this is what it all comes down to. How do you take all this knowledge and actually use it when you're at the dealership trying not to get scammed? Here are 3 dead simple steps to test an armrest and make sure you don't get stuck with a bad one.
It's really this simple. First, you test it the right way during the drive. You're going to remember that golden zone data we just talked about. And second, you're going to physically check it for any flaws. Let's break those down. Okay, step 1. On your test drive, don't just drive. Find a nice, straight stretch of road where you can actually rest your arm for a few solid minutes and really pay attention. Feel it. Does your shoulder actually drop and relax? Does it feel like it's properly supporting your arm, or is your elbow just kind of perched on the edge? You will feel the difference right away. And finally, before you get out of that car, give the armrest a good, firm press. Wiggle it side to side. If it moves, if it creaks, if it makes any noise at all, congratulations. You have just found a problem that is going to drive you absolutely insane in about 6 months. A solid armrest should feel like it's bolted to the car's frame, period. And that right there is really the whole philosophy of great car design. It's thousands of hours of engineering, dozens of prototypes, engineers arguing over millimeters, all so that you can get in the car and not have to think about any of it at all.
So, will you ever look at a car armrest the same way again? I bet not. The next time you get in a car, any car, don't just sit in it. Interrogate it, because that small, overlooked piece of plastic isn't just about comfort. It's a huge sign of how much a car company actually cares about the person behind the wheel.